In this video, I am going to explain about one of the subtopic in virtual memory, that is demand paging. So I will explain what is demand paging with the help of an example. Let us assume that this is the secondary memory and this is the primary memory. Here I am using paging concept for memory allocation. So entire secondary memory is divided into equal sized portions. Here each portion is called as a page, and let us assume that the size of each page is 5 bytes, and entire primary memory is divided into equal sized portions, and here each portion is called as a frame. Here the page size is 5 bytes, so the frame size should be 5 bytes only. Now let us assume that I have a process queue which is of 20 bytes. Now I cannot store the entire process in one page, right? Because here the page size is 5. So I cannot store the entire process in one page. So I will divide process queue into different parts, Q1, Q2 and Q3, Q4. Each part is of size 5 bytes. Now I can store Q1 here. Wherever memory is free, at that location I can store the process. So Q2 is stored here. Let us assume that Q3 is stored here and Q4 is stored here. Now whenever CPU wants to execute the process queue, if you observe, process queue is available in the secondary memory. So CPU cannot access the data from the secondary memory. So process queue data should be brought from secondary memory to the primary memory. So bringing the process from secondary memory to the primary memory is the responsibility of the operating system. Now in demand paging, initially entire primary memory is free. Whenever CPU wants to execute a particular page, then at that time it makes a request for the page. For example, if CPU makes a request for page Q1, then page Q1 data will be brought from secondary memory to the primary memory. Let us assume that after some time CPU has requested for page Q3. Then Q3 data will be brought from secondary memory to the primary memory. Here we are loading the process data from secondary memory to the primary memory. So this operation is called as the swap-in operation. This operation is called swap-in operation because we are entering the data into the primary memory. So here the data is entering into the primary memory. So it is called swap-in operation. Let us assume that after some time Q3 has finished its execution. Now memory allocated for Q3 should be deallocated and Q3 should be moved from primary memory to the secondary memory. So this operation is called the swap out operation. This operation is called swap out operation. Here the data is entering into the secondary memory. So here the data is entering into the secondary memory. So it is called swap out operation. If the data is entering into the primary memory, is called the swap-in operation. If the data is entering into the secondary memory, then it is called the swap out operation. So these are the two operations in demand paging. In demand paging, whenever there is a request for a particular page, then only that page will be loaded into the primary memory. That means only on demand pages will be loaded from secondary memory to the primary memory. So that's the reason this concept is called demand paging. Here we have two operations. Entering the data into the primary memory is called swap-in operation. Entering the data into the secondary memory is called the swap out operation. These two are the important operations in demand paging.